Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Today's day 3 of the transformation. And today we'll be diving into a topic that I'm sure many of you can relate to. It's handling disruptions during a personal transformation. Let's get into it. Well, we've all been there. Day 3 or day 23 of your personal growth journey, and bam, life throws you a curveball. Just when you think you're getting into the groove or going to do some awesome things, a disruption happens and challenges your commitment. Well, that happened to me today. I forgot that I had a doctor's appointment that took me forever to schedule with a specialist down at UCSD. And I had to be there at 8 a.m. and I had to go there fasting. And it was a 4-hour procedure or 4-hour lab test. And I had to leave at like 5:30 to get there and get prepped and everything. So all my ambitions of a really good morning routine got all shot up. Not to mention, I'm tired when I got back home. So my morning routine got disrupted. I'm tired and I'm coming back and I don't feel like doing anything. So this is a day when typically my old self would get discouraged, throw up my hands, and say, I'll start this commitment another day. But these moments of challenge are actually golden opportunities in disguise. That's right. You can actually flip this disruption into something that becomes very powerful to you. Just like if you were laying a foundation of a building, you would want to start with your cornerstones. I consider my first disruption as being the first major cornerstone. If I'm able to overcome the first disruption, I'll be that much stronger on the next day. And then when I lay the second, third, fourth disruption, I'm well on my way to a well-formed habit. Overcoming these disruptions doesn't just help us stick to the goal, but it fundamentally strengthens our resolve. I wrote a blog post today talking about some of the key strategies to manage and thrive amongst these disruptions. Let me break down what those key points were. First, core priorities. You need to identify the absolute essentials in your routine, or what I consider your core. What you can't skip, no matter what, for me at least, is the beginning of the 365 commitment, which means you wake up in the morning, you carefully consider what's the most important thing for you to do that day, and then you pray or meditate upon that resolve and make a personal commitment. And then at the end of the day, wrap up and ask how you did. That to me is absolutely. So when I woke up this morning and rolled out of bed at 4:30, getting ready to head down to the hospital, I absolutely made sure that I got that one thing done. Second, you might want to, or not second, but as part of that, you might want to shorten it down a little bit. If you don't have a lot of time, like you're rushing to the airport because it's a travel day, then just shorten the commitment down a little bit. You don't have to do the full commitment. You can just do it kind of half meal. The point is not necessarily to have a quality commitment, but to get it done. That's the most critical thing, just getting it done. Now, second, you got to have some flexibility. Life is going to demand some adjustments. So if you wake up a bit earlier or perhaps shorten that routine, you can at least make sure you're hitting those core tasks. Third, you got to adjust your expectations. On a tough day, you got to focus on just getting the core habits done, and maybe you don't get any tasks done that day. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Remember, the old you would have days where nothing happened, or potentially you went backwards. No longer. On a personal transformation journey, every day is an incremental, even though it may be very small, step forward. Fourth, seize opportunities. Look for more moments throughout the day to tick things off. For example, when I was at the doctor, they weren't quite ready. So I had to sit in a waiting room for 20, 30 minutes. So I was there early, 20, 30 minutes. Now I could just sit there and read a magazine or stare at my phone or check out what's going on X or look at Facebook or whatever your social media of choice is, or could have just read a book. But what I decided to do was focus on one task that I did not have time for this morning. As a consequence, I checked something off my list. So when I got home today and I opened up my list, I was very pleased to be able to check that off. Now talk about a dopamine hit, a natural dopamine hit. 5, you just got to embrace the discomfort. When you get back after a long day, you've been traveling, you've been driving, you didn't get things done, things have been disrupted. Sometimes you just got to power through. It's just reality, and you ain't going to like to do it. So my advice is don't think about it. Don't let that primal brain whine its way out of doing something. Just go get it done. And remember, you don't have to do a lot. Like when I got home today, I was tired. I didn't want to do nothing, but I went to the gym. I didn't allow myself to think about it. Didn't allow myself to contemplate or process going through it because my brain would come up with a million reasons why it was a bad idea for me to go. It's going to be too busy. It's going to be too hot, whatever it is. So I decided just to get up and go. I went there. It wasn't a great workout. It's kind of lame actually, but I did some basic exercises. I spent 30 minutes there. I got my commitment done. May not have been a great one, but I got it done. 6, plan for known disruptions. If you've got a disruption coming, like a travel day, you got to plan ahead. Just get your day, get it organized beforehand. If there's any time when you should be planned and organized ahead of time, it's when you have a travel day. That way you can wake up and be ready to knock some things out before you go. Also, if you plan your travel correctly, like when I do a lot of business travel and I know I got to travel to another state, I'll plan my travel flight schedule so that I can land and give me some downtime so I can get my important core tasks done. It is perfectly acceptable for you to schedule personal time even when you're on business travel. You have to invest in yourself. If you're not going to do that, then you're going to have personal misery and you're not going to transform. Here's a very critical point for me, and I think could help you. The transformed version of yourself is far better than the current version of yourself. So if you have to take 2 to 3 hours during the day when you're traveling to focus on you, that's okay. Because if you keep doing that every day, even when you're traveling every day, and you start to transform, you're feeling better, you're healthier, you look better, you lose weight, you're getting things done, you feel happier, you feel fulfilled, you feel like you're on top of things, you're better connected with family and friends, you're going to be infinitely more effective as a person. So believe me, a fully transformed you, a day of work will be far more effective than a day of work of you not at your optimum. So, in conclusion, personal growth isn't a straight path. It's not going to always be awesome. You're going to have bumps, turns, disruptions along the way. I would embrace these challenges. Adapt, learn to adjust yourself. Stay committed throughout the journey. Don't jump off the path, stay on the path. As you stay on the path and as it gets tougher, you'll go stronger and more resilient.